Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual pricing for $20,000 of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 53-year-old female. Now, first thing I recommend is going to our website at funeralfunds.com, and we have these quoters on just about every page, and you can select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. You can select the coverage amount and then put your birthday in there, click the Get Quotes. It's going to take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies with all the lowest pricing. And you'll be able to avoid those companies that have those low teaser rates that you see advertised on TV or junk mail all the time. And you'll be able to avoid those where you actually call them up and it's so little coverage that they start to upsell you and try to get more money out of you. You'll also be able to avoid those 2-year waiting period plans that are up to 200% more expensive than first day coverage. You can also call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. And one of our agents can help you understand your options and get you pricing. Now, the first thing a 53-year-old female needs to understand is $20,000 going to be enough insurance for their final expense needs? Now, typically that final expense needs would be either a cremation or a burial. Now, the average cost of a cremation in the United States right now is right between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you get cremated and come home in a cardboard box or an urn. And if you're going to have some sort of a ceremony or service with that cremation, it's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500 on average. So for that cremation where you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we would typically recommend between $5,000 to $7,000. Now, you might be saying, well, the cremation's only $2,000. Why are we getting $5,000? Well, here's the deal. You're 53 years old. You probably want to make it to 63 and then 73 and maybe 83 years old as a female. And we know that prices go up over time due to inflation. So what we want to do is just build a little bit extra coverage in there, and then that will inflation-proof your plan in the years to come. So what you want to do is inflation-proof your plan for the years to come. And what that does is it not only protects your plan later in life, make sure there's enough money to cover the cost of inflation, but, God forbid you die a little sooner than you thought, there's going to be some extra money in there to pay for just a few extra final bills, maybe medical bills, kind of other final expenses or something like that. Now, if you are looking for that cremation where you have the service, we would probably recommend around $7,000 to $10,000 for the same reasons we just stated. Just inflation-proof the plan, and if you, God forbid, you die a little sooner, provide some extra funds. Now, for a burial, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you walk into a funeral home with a $10,000 check, pretty much anywhere in America, chances are they will get it done, but it's not going to be anything fancy. But it's hard to imagine they wouldn't accept that, say no, send you out the door, and let you walk 2 blocks down to the road to their competition and let them take the money. So they'll probably do it. Just understand that, it's not going to be anything fancy, and it's not going to be inflation-proofed in the future, for when you do make it to 63, 73, 83. So the average 53-year-old female we're helping is going to typically get either $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000, depending on their financial means. If your budget's a little bit tight, just get the $10,000 for right now. We can always revisit it later and add extra coverage. But if you got a little bit more financial freedom there, maybe get the $15,000 or $20,000. That inflation proofs your policy and also locks in your rates at your youngest age. Now, one thing we don't recommend is sometimes people will say, hey, I want to get $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 and leave some money behind for my kids. Well, as a rule, the people that we help are on fixed or limited incomes, probably on disability or Social Security. So money's kind of tight. So we don't recommend actually getting any extra insurance above what you need for your final expenses. We would rather see you keep that money in your pocket. And instead of spending that money on insurance, spend that money on your kids while you're alive instead of giving them money after you're dead. And you'll have those memories, and they will have those memories for the rest of their life as well. Now, one thing we always recommend is first day coverage or benefits. And what that means is, hypothetically, if your policy was approved and started today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to pay that check for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, whatever it is. They'd have to pay that. That's That's the best coverage out there. We do not recommend plans that have 2-year waiting periods, and I'm going to get into that in just a moment. But yeah, first day coverage is so important. Now, a lot of people would say, well, you're right, Randy. I do want the first day coverage, but I know those plans ask health questions, and I'm not in the best of health. To which we say, hey, your health is our problem, not your problem, at least when it comes to this insurance. And that's the reason why we work with so many different insurance companies, because they all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And right now we've got about a 90 to 95% approval for first day coverage or benefits. So we're terrific at what we do. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to get your first day coverage or benefits is if you had a really significant health issue, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis or in the hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we'd probably just recommend you and refer you to a different insurance company. The other thing that seems to happen on a weekly basis is we get a call from somebody and they say, hey, we had a loved one pass away this last week and they didn't have any insurance and we don't have any money. And now the body's down at the funeral home and the funeral director is not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so that we can get some money in our hands to get to the funeral home director and get this taken care of. And we have to let them know that there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on a dead person. It does not work that way. You've got to be alive to get these policies. And it's really difficult and challenging. And it's sad that somebody passed away and didn't have any protection in place for their family. Because what typically happens is now the family or loved ones have to pay for it, and they have to put it on a credit card at 26% interest rate, and they're paying this off for years and years and years to come. What a terrible legacy to leave behind, not taking care of this. And then every time your name comes up, everybody in the family is complaining about how you left this behind for them, and probably how they're still paying for it. So don't leave that legacy behind. This insurance is affordable. You can do it. If you can't, afford everything you want, just get what you need right now. We can always add more coverage later. Now, one thing, as I mentioned, we don't recommend is those plans with 2-year waiting periods. Yeah. Now, Colonial Penn is one of those companies. They're $9.95 a month plan that's got the 2-year waiting period. You probably didn't know that, but yeah, yuck, right? You don't want that. And there's other companies out there that have 2-year waiting period plans, like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber, just a whole bunch of other different companies. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that the only thing you're going to qualify for once you're beyond age 50 is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, don't fall for such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 53-year-old female is probably thinking she's pretty crafty, pretty sly, kind of thinking she pulled the wool over Colonial Penn's eyes, and she's 53, she's young, and she's going to call up and get that $9.95 plan, and she's probably just visioning herself getting $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, probably even $50,000 for $9.95. And then she calls a Colonial Penn agent or, looks on their website like we have done here for you, finds out that for a 53-year-old female, $9.95 is only going to buy $1,845. Now, that's probably enough for a cremation in most parts of the country right now, but this plan's not going to pay out for the next 2 years because it's got a 2-year waiting period from any health or medical related cause of death. So yeah, you're already behind the 8 ball on this one, and it's just the coverage just going down automatically by the time it comes available. So a lot of people would say that some of these companies that offer these low teaser rates do that not to sell you for the low coverage on the teaser rate, but actually to get your information and get you on the phone, and then they try to upsell you to a more profitable package. And we would never say that about Colonial Penn, but some people would, and I guess you may want to kind of figure that out for yourself. But regardless, we're looking at $20,000. So Colonial Penn, they only offer, up to 15 units. And let's see, I don't know, I have no idea. 12 units, 22,000. You got to guess at this stuff because they don't sell $20,000 for a 53-year-old female, you got to mess around with these units, and you always end up with really goofy numbers. Like here, this is $20,295 versus other insurance companies, you can get $20,000. So it's just their per unit pricing. That's the only way they can offer that $995 plan. And some would say possibly upsell you. But let's go take a look at what $20,000 would be with first day coverage. And I know we can save you money. $20,000 for a female age 53. Here we go. All right, hit the quote button. And again, this is $20,000 for around 110. And look at our price. I want to show you here. $20,000 here for $47.61. So look at that difference. Roughly $60 difference. And I'm just rounding the numbers. It's actually more than that. So what would you rather have? $20,000 for $47.61 or $20,295 for $110 roughly? $60 more. Now, Colonial Penn will allow you the privilege. Actually, they will require you, but you'll overpay $60 a month roundabout on this policy for the rest of your life. And oh baby, that adds up. We're gonna check that out in a minute. But also, you're gonna get stuck with the 2-year waiting period, which is not good at all. So it's gonna be $60 more a month, and that's gonna be $720 a year. And if our 53-year-old female makes it to age 63, you will have overpaid right around $7,200 on a $20,000 policy. So I don't know when that would ever make sense, but you've got to be a smart consumer. And if you're not a smart consumer with this insurance, which most people are not, then allow us to help you be a smart consumer, because why would you overpay $7,200? We would love to see you keep that money in your own pocket and help you get a lower rate and first day coverage. So let us help you be a smart shopper. Let's look at some other companies here. So 47, and you'll be able to see all these different insurance companies. 47, like here's one, Lumico, level, first day coverage, that's okay, but they're 69. So that's like a $22 difference a month, but let's round that down to $20. That'd be $240 a year. At the end of 2 years, you have overpaid $2,400. Actually, it's probably around $2,500. But regardless, that's a lot of money. Why would you not want to keep that money in your own pocket? Just let us help you be smarter shoppers and smarter consumers. Let's look at a couple other ones here. Oh, like Lincoln Heritage here. They're a fine company, I guess, except, ooh, look at that pricing. Yeah, almost $73. Now, they've got level coverage. It is first day coverage. But yeah, their prices are higher. And the reason is they got a deal that when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 different funeral homes to get you the best pricing, maybe do a couple of other things, but it's not free. They're going to charge you for that. Yeah, they charge a premium for that. So it's basically $73. So that's right around $25 more a month, times 12 months. That would be $300 a year. And at the end of 10 years, you would have overpaid right around $3,000. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth paying an insurance company an extra $3,000 to make 2 or 3 phone calls and maybe do a couple of other things that might only take an hour or so? A lot of people would say that's a pretty dang good payday for the insurance company. We would tend to agree. We recommend you don't do that. Save that $3,000, keep it for yourself, spend that on yourself or your family, create some memories, but don't give that extra money to an insurance company. And what we actually provide is a free funeral and estate planning guide, and you can download that off our website for free. And what you do is you just print it out and then you fill it out, who gets what and what goes where and what you want done after you're gone. And then once you're done with that, you put it with your insurance policy. And now when you pass away, your family will be not only protected both financially, but also emotionally. You know, they're going to be protected because you put the money in place, had the policy in place to pay for all your expenses after you're gone. And then you have the funeral and estate planning guide. It tells them exactly what to do, and they just have to execute your wishes. And what a wonderful legacy, what a wonderful gift to leave behind, that they don't have to worry about either of those. They just follow your directions and know that they're taking care of everything exactly as you wanted done. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So we can help you out with that. We can help you be a smart shopper. Just visit us at funeralfunds.com. We've got a special quota for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, where you can get the most discounts, get the best coverage there. You can also call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you out with this. And, if you've got an existing policy, you're just wanting to price shop it to make sure you got the best deal, or you want to add coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you want a brand new policy or just want help understanding what might be best for you or most appropriate or answer any questions, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to the day when we can get you the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. And until that day comes when we can help you, you take care, you stay safe, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.